Good morning world, it's Yuki here. Ohayo gozaimasu. Today's what I ate today involves my fiance Ash. He and I both have fibromyalgia, so we shouldn't really be eating gluten, but we still do anyways. But today, it is gluten-free, cause the previous day we had a lot of gluten-filled foods, so we need a break. It's all about balance. We tried to maintain our fibromyalgia, at bay by eating predominantly plant-based and eating anti-inflammatory foods, and gluten definitely isn't one of them. So, I am not a doctor, I am not a nutritionist, but this is what I ate, and hopefully you get some ideas for your next meal so it doesn't get bland and boring for you guys. Alright, without further ado, let's go! Tea and coffee. So here you have lots of roasted potatoes that I made. I make lots of it, that way I have it for days. And this is gonna be turned into hash browns. So I got some vegan basil and pan on medium-high heat. Since the potatoes are already cooked completely, it doesn't take long for them to reheat and get a little browning on them. This would have been so good if I had some peppers and onions and some kale or something, but I didn't have any of those, so it's just plain old potatoes. But that's alright, still good. So I decided to fry up a couple of eggs for our protein to balance out the carbs. And you could always replace this with either baked beans or scrambled tofu and whatever you feel like to make it completely vegan, because the options are endless. Yes, I'd rather not use any oil to cook, but let's face it, my pan is a POS and everything likes to stick in it unless I put some fat in it. Alright, let's put those eggs onto the plates very gingerly with the potatoes. And a little salt and pepper, and you got yourself breakfast. Like I said, you could always add a lot of vegetables to the hash browns and substitute the eggs for beans or tofu, and you got it completely vegan and boost up your nutritional content. But this is what I had, and it's delicious. You can't go wrong with potatoes and eggs, let's face it. Since I didn't have as much veggies in my breakfast, we gotta balance it out. So we're doing cabbage fried rice, and here it is, cabbage. And I cut it like so. So once again, I got my pan on medium-high heat, and it needs some basil or else everything's gonna stick and burn. And you don't want things to stick and burn, that's just stupid, it sucks. So here we go, and we stir fry the cabbage, add a little salt and pepper, and just let it do its thing. Mix it around a few times. For our protein, we got tofu, plain and simple. So slice a few of that, and there you go. Oh yeah, this lunch is vegan, and spoiler, dinner's gonna be vegan too. Awesome. Obviously, this is not gluten-free soy sauce, but there's always gluten-free soy sauce or tamari or something that you can get to replace what I'm using with. But I don't have any issues with gluten, so I don't go out and specifically buy gluten-free soy sauce. Just saying. And here I have some defrosted rice. I make a huge batch and I put it into little portions and freeze it, so I have rice on hand, so it's easy like so. And here I decided to add some shisonomi. And that is the bud of the plant called shiso, and it is part of the basil family. It's very fragrant and it's very delicious. And obviously that's very optional since most people don't have it, but mom always harvests it and I always get a bunch, so that's why. And with that tofu, you want to fry it up until they're nice and golden. Jiggly tofu. And I'm gonna sprinkle on some furikake, and as you can see here on the ingredients list, it is vegan, no fish. And that was our lunch. It was delicious and filling, and lots of cabbage farts ahead. dinner, I got some noodles with meatless sauce and veggies. And I already got some things soaking in the back. The bowl on the left is a textured vegetable protein, so that's gonna be the quote-unquote meat of the dish. And I also have some rice noodles, since those are automatically gluten-free and not as refined as regular pasta. And to reconstitute these two things, all you need is boiled water. In the meantime, while those two things are reconstituting, I'm going to boil some broccoli. So I got some frozen broccoli going into the pot, and I'm adding some water into the pot as well. And turn it on high. Back to the frying pan. I don't have it preheated because if I do, the TVP will burn, and I don't really want that. So here I am dumping the TVP into the non-heated pan. Here I have some tomato paste, organic, ooh, fancy. So here is the tomato paste taking a dump on the TVP. And I scrape the rest of it out with some water. We gotta season it with some basil, some garlic powder, some flakes of parsley, a good sprinkling of salt, some pepper, and to balance the acidity in the tomato paste out, we need some sugar. After that's all said and done, I turn the pan on to medium-high heat. By the time the sauce is all thoroughly heated, the noodles will be ready to go. That looks pretty tasty, but it's missing a little something. Yeah, that's better. We needed some green. Well, that was a Fibro couple's day of gluten-free eating. If you want to know more about fibromyalgia, please subscribe to my channel if you want to. But if you don't, that's okay too. I just hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!